The new Earth is an opportunity for humanity to come together and create the world we've always dreamed of. But what if you're a bit unclear on what your new role will be? Grace Gravestock is a transformation maverick. She's on a mission to redefine success and fulfillment, allowing people to resonate at their highest frequency. Today, we're learning more about human design, a simple way to determine how your energy is designed and what your gifts and life purposes are. Grace is joining us again today. And Grace, we started to mention this and talk about this a little bit in our last recording, but we were talking about human design. And there may be some people watching that haven't heard of what human design is and what it actually does. So can you give us an overview of what it is?
Absolutely. Human design is such an amazing tool. It was a game changer for me. When I went through a lot of drama about 6 years ago, I decided not to check out, and almost like as a gift from the universe for staying here, I learned about this thing called human design. And I now refer to it as your energetic blueprint. And it's so powerful because it really tells you exactly what you're here to be and do. And here's a spoiler alert. Your number one purpose in life is to be yourself.
I can do that. I feel like I can do that.
Right. Anyone can do that. And the good news is there's so much to being yourself that you have a whole lifetime to figure it out. Right. But there's a lot of pointers along the ways and clues that can help make life more fun when we're living in alignment. So when people ask me what is human design, I like to say there's really three pieces that I want to share. One is the first is shift your mindset around thinking about yourself. And just for a moment, imagine that you're configured like a computer. And so if you're an iPhone and I'm a laptop, right, we're both computers and we can do similar things, but we're different, right? There's a little bit different in specs. And so that's the kind of difference that I'm talking about when I say we're configured differently. We're configured with an energetic blueprint. So if we think about it that way, that we have such a thing as a configuration, that helps. The second thing is it is a blueprint. It's almost like, it's like a plot outline for our lives. And it actually tells us all the things that we're here to master and the things that we're here to become wise about. Plus a whole lot more, like all of our gifts and all of, why certain things happen to us. There's so much in here, and it can be really confusing. So I've coined the term human design without jargon, because what I found after teaching it for about the last 6 years is that most people just got really confused with all the jargon of it, because there is a lot of language around it and jargon. It kind of gets jargony, and it's very deep. And here's why. It's actually the compilation of 7 different systems. So it's kind of like Myers-Briggs meets astrology in a sense, but it's based on your date of birth, time of birth, and city of birth. And so and so it only takes a minute. It only takes a couple seconds to get your chart. By the way, you can get it at whatsmychart.com, just like it sounds, whatsmychart.com. It's free. And you just put in your birth information. It's my database. I'm not going to do anything weird with it. I'll send you information so that you can learn more about yourself if that's what you want. But I found it to be amazing because it really helps you understand why you do certain things and what you're meant to do. What are the kinds of things that are going to be most satisfying and fulfilling for you to do in terms of spending your time and the work that's right for you, that's going to be meaningful and fulfilling and all that good stuff. But the 7 systems, just to be clear, it's made up of Eastern, Western, and Vedic astrology, the Chinese I Ching, the Judaic Kabbalah, and the Hindu Brahmin chakra system, plus quantum physics, all rolled up into one. So it's very specific. So when people first look at it, like when I do a chart reading, I often get shocked, and people are like, how could you possibly know that about me? But I'm really just reading what the chart says, and of course it's just archetypes. It's energetic archetypes. So there's a higher expression, there's a lower expression. Like I'm not going to be able to look at it and say, like, you're an addict or something like that. Like I'm not, it's not that kind of stuff, but it's more like the kind of work that you're meant to do and the kind of special gifts that you have, the superpowers that you have, the type of intuition that you're meant to master, that type of thing. It's amazing. There's so much to learn about yourself. And this is just the tool that I've found that, and I've done a lot of them, like the Myers-Briggs, the astrology, the strengths finders, the, whatever. I know there's a few that I'm missing, but there's a lot of ways. And so I would say whatever one resonates with you is the one that is probably going to help you the most. But if you're curious and you've never heard about human design, you've never looked at it, this is an amazing thing. And you can get your one-page life purpose summary here at what'smychart.com, and so much more information. So I'd love to share that with anyone. I feel my purpose is to help other people find their purpose. Yeah. And so that's my gift to you if you're listening and this resonates with you, what'smychart.com, because my vision is that we can positively impact the world, 5 billion people by 2025 through the movement that I call the Know Yourself Revolution. But really, it's a vision that I see people listening to their own inner guidance system and operating as themselves instead of the voices from outside themselves, the conditioning and programming and the messages from the media that are controlling, all that kind of stuff. So my vision is when we look within and we operate based on our own inner guidance system, that's when our life really pops and life all of a sudden becomes more joyful and more fulfilling and satisfying. So that's my vision. And I appreciate what you do, Sunny, because I feel like we're so in alignment with where we want to go for the future and for the world. And we're just doing it one person at a time. When we stand in our power and we know who we are, we shine our light, and that helps other people to do the same, right?
Absolutely.